Good afternoon from New York. We're coming on the air with breaking news, very sad news to tell the sports world. The LA Times is reporting that retired Los Angeles Lakers basketball star Kobe Bryant has been killed in a helicopter crash. It happened
January 26, 2020. On this day in history, the world watched in shock as Kobe Bryant passed away following a deadly helicopter crash that killed all 9 people on board, including Kobe's daughter, Gianna. With few exceptions, there was an outpouring of grief and support for the victims and their families. It was a terrible tragedy, 9 lives taken way too soon. That night, the 62nd Grammy Awards was hosted in the Staples Center, the stadium which Kobe Bryant helped build. The show was filled with memorials of one of the greatest basketball players of all time. I'll be honest with you, I was never a fan of Kobe Bryant, the basketball player, but I was a fan of Kobe Bryant, the person. And the fact that someone with so much potential outside of basketball could be taken from the world just like that made me sad. I looked up to Kobe. His philosophy of the Mamba Mentality had a profound effect on my work ethic and view of human excellence. All of this being said, this video has a simple purpose. This video serves as an exploration of the Mamba Mentality and how we can apply the philosophy in our own lives to become more excellent human beings. Join me as we explore this topic in detail. Before continuing the video, please consider smashing the like button and subscribing. It truly helps out the channel. Enjoy the video. In the years 2003 and 2004, Kobe Bryant was at a low point in his life. His career and personal life were both in shambles. As the 2003-2004 NBA season started, a sexual assault case combined with a public feud with Shaquille O'Neal created a large amount of controversy. Kobe Bryant, a man known for his dedication to his craft, for the first time had to deal with drama. The public's perception of Bryant was at an all-time low. Kobe Bryant had to save his reputation. Or did he? Kobe Bryant took a unique approach towards saving his reputation. He created an entirely new persona, the Black Mamba, a being that was guided by the philosophy of the Mamba Mentality. No matter the public's perception of the Black Mamba, it would continue to put in the work to improve its craft. The Mamba Mentality is hard to describe with words, but if I had to simplify the philosophy down to a sentence, I would quote the Foundation for Economic Development and say it is the simplest form of just trying to get better at whatever you're doing. Again, this description is not an all-encompassing explanation of the philosophy. In my view, the best way to understand the Mamba Mentality is to look at the traits of the persona that popularized its use. How did the Black Mamba use the Mamba Mentality in its own pursuit of greatness? In my view, there are 4 traits, starting with: in his Mamba Mentality autobiography, Bryant explained the importance of obsession for personal success. He states, if you want to be great in a particular area, you have to obsess over it. A lot of people say they want to be great, but they're not willing to make the sacrifices necessary to achieve greatness. They have other concerns, whether important or not, and they spread themselves out. Bryant had an obsession over his life's purpose, which was to be great at the sport of basketball. All else fell to the wayside until he had mastered what he had set out to accomplish. Instead of focusing on Bryant's other passions during his basketball career, Bryant waited until his retirement to fully focus on his passions of venture capital, media, and coaching. By doing this, he was able to fully focus on his life's purpose. An obsession with your life's purpose naturally leads to: so you have your life's purpose. You look 40 years into the future and know exactly what the history books will remember you for. It is as clear as day. But the question remains, how do you get there? To the land of success that you know will eventually be yours. Kobe Bryant undoubtedly asked himself this same question. His solution was simple yet profound. Learn from the greats who have succeeded before him. Kobe Bryant took this approach with his focus on networking. Kobe was one of the most well-connected men in basketball for good reason. He was notorious for asking questions to those who he respected. With the insights gained from these questions and conversations, Kobe was able to take his game to the next level. Throughout his career, he religiously made relationships with his fellow players. This priceless network of relationships could be seen in full at his retirement ceremony. As Kobe said in his autobiography, "Look at my retirement ceremony and who was there. That will tell you how I managed to get my jerseys up there. You had Bill Russell, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Magic Johnson, Jerry West, James Worthy. Those guys taught me the lessons that gave me an edge over my competition. That's why I think it's so important to have those mentors, those North Stars, who you learn from and look up to." In this passage, Kobe pays respect to the greats who had given him advice over the years. He even goes as far as to say that there would be no Kobe Bryant without the mentorship and wisdom of his elders. This highlights another important subtrait of the Mamba mentality: gratitude. It is important to give thanks to those who have helped you succeed in life. As Kobe became more and more excellent throughout his career, he passed on the torch and began mentoring younger players of his own. Players like Kawhi Leonard, Anthony Davis, Paul Gasol, and LeBron James have all received invaluable advice from Kobe. At the risk of sounding cliché, I will quote Tim Noki, a high school basketball coach who is responsible for one of the most famous basketball quotes of all time. "Hard work beats talent when talent fails to work hard." This should go without saying, but Kobe Bryant worked extremely hard to reach his level of success. Kobe endured early morning workouts, extensive study of tape footage, and countless hours of stretching and preparation to perform at a peak level. This level of hustle and commitment toward his craft goes hand in hand with the Mamba mentality. As Kobe told the Amazon Book Review, "Hard work outweighs talent every time." Mamba mentality is about 4 a.m. workouts, doing more than the next guy, and then trusting in the work you've put in when it's time to perform. Without studying, preparation, and practice, you're leaving that outcome to fate. I don't do fate. Kobe Bryant aimed to outwork his opponents every single time. Need I say more? If you obsess over your life goal, ask the right questions, get a couple of mentors, and work extremely hard for extended periods of time, with a little bit of luck, you will become excellent at your craft. When you become truly excellent at something is up for debate. Some would point to a specific point in time when an athlete or artist becomes excellent. But most of the time, the pursuit of excellence never truly stops. There are always ways to improve at your craft. Until his retirement, Kobe kept his foot on the gas with his early practices, increasingly important preparation routines, and shooting drills. Even as he passed his prime, Kobe continued to work on his fundamentals. And even after his long and illustrious basketball career, Kobe Bryant continued to apply the Mamba mentality to his post-career ventures. In his media and venture capital ventures, Bryant was known for cold calling business leaders and media influencers in order to increase his understanding of the field. In his Mamba Sports Academy, Bryant aimed to bring human sport performance to a maximum level. It is a huge shame that Bryant will not be able to continue leading these ventures into the future. God only knows how much more he could have accomplished. What is the best way to pay our respect to those who have passed away? Cultures and religions have struggled with this question since the dawn of humanity. Some cultures have funerals, celebrations of life, and elaborate ceremonies to say goodbye to our loved ones, while other cultures have entire days dedicated to remembering dead relatives. These are all wonderful traditions, but they exist very much on the family level. Could there be a better way to pay respect to someone who you have only met through the black screen? Some would argue that one of the best ways to respect celebrities when they pass is to live through them. This can take many forms. Perhaps you could support a celebrity's favorite charity or promote causes that they cared about. You can also live in accordance to their personal values. All this to say, you should have no reservations applying the Mamba mentality to your own life. If anything, it is a show of respect to use the Mamba mentality. There are few better ways to respect Kobe's legacy as a player and as a person. To learn more about the Mamba mentality, I would highly recommend you read Kobe Bryant's book, The Mamba Mentality: How I Play. If there is one book that acts as a Bible for the Mamba mentality, it is this book. No matter your life purpose, with obsession, curiosity, hustle, and a little bit of luck, you are well on your way towards making your dreams a reality.